Hey, Sean Humphreys here, founder of Elite Performance Systems. You know, for centuries it's been recognized that nothing succeeds like success, right? And we learn to function successfully by experiencing success. And we've all done that. And memories of the past successes act and as built-in stored information for future tasks, right? So which gives us self-confidence, and it actually grows our self-image. So the self-confidence is a byproduct of our self-image and for present task, right? But how can a person draw upon memories of past successful experiences when he or she experiences only failure or subpar performances or fail to accomplish their goals? So this is a very familiar situation that I've been experiencing with a client. And he is a professional motocross racer, okay? And so let me kind of give you the backstory, is that he has a tendency to come out number one in the hole shot, which is the first turn, right? They call that the hole shot. And he gets in the lead, and he does that more times than not. It's like him to do that. His self-image says, hey, it's like me to do this. So he does this quite a bit. But the challenge is once he gets being in that number one slot, then all of a sudden, riders start passing him. And this happens on a regular basis, all right? Then he might move up a slot, back off a slot, more riders pass, and then he'll usually finish in the top 5, could be 2 or 3 in the race. So we're having this conversation, and I'm asking him, so, okay, tell me what you're thinking, all right, when you're in this situation, when you come number one out of the hole shot in the race. He says, you know, Sean, he goes, I usually get in the lead, and then all of a sudden I think about that I'm in the lead, okay, and then all of a sudden a rider passes me, and then I think, okay, now I need to pass them, and then I start over trying, and then another rider will pass, and then all of a sudden now I think about what position I'm in, and then I start thinking about where I might finish. Okay, so think about this for a second. I said, so what's your focus when you come out of the gate? He said, my focus coming out of the gate, man, is put myself in position to have the best hole shot. Okay, so what's happening is that when he says, okay, put myself in the best position to have the best hole shot, that's the steps of performing. It's not outcome. He didn't say, hey, I want to get the number one shot. Didn't say that. He said he wanted to put himself in position. Okay? So what's happening is that when he's on the track and he gets the number one shot out and he's leading the race, all of a sudden his focus shifts from performing the steps or steps of performing well. He immediately focuses on where he's at in the race. Then his next focus is on where he might finish. And then all of a sudden a rider passes him. Now he's focused on the rider. So let me tell you a secret, okay? The second your focus shifts from performing well and it shifts to outcome, your performance is going to drop immediately. I mean immediately. The slight second you shift away from performing and you move to outcome, you think about outcome, your performance is going to drop. It doesn't matter if you're in sales, it doesn't matter what type of business that you're in, on the field, in the classroom, in a relationship, you start thinking about outcome and your focus moves from the steps of performing that you do well and you shift outcome, performance drops. So we're having a conversation. And I said, look, you're telling me all of these things that are happening to you when you get the hole shot. The good thing about him being number one in the hole shot more times than not, his self-image says it's like you to do this. So he's got that piece. But the other piece is where it needs work. So what does he need to work on? Okay, it's what we call synthetic experiences. Because it's not his skill set. His skill set has nothing to do with this. It's his self-image that's controlling how he's performing, all right? Now, it's what we call synthetic experiences. What he has to do is he has to recreate consciously the experience that he wants in a race. So he has to vividly rehearse in great detail of him coming out number one in the whole shot, leading the race, and having a winning performance throughout the entire race. Now, this is not an easy task to do because he's 30 minutes on the bike most of the time. So he has to rehearse the entire performance. You just can't do 1 or 2 laps. You have to do the entire process. So we started him on that basically 3 weeks ago, all right? And he said, man, he goes, this is difficult to do. I'm having a tough time with it. But I said, look, push through it and you'll get through it. You're going to be fine. Well, he did. And he pushed through it and he did these exercises every day alongside all the other work that we have doing for him with EPS. Last week, he was in Jacksonville at a professional race on motocross, and he tied a personal best and he finished second. So he had a winning performance, and he said it was absolutely amazing. Okay, he did the same steps. We didn't move off the plan going into this next race that he just had yesterday on Saturday. Well, what happened? Let me tell you. He got the whole shot, he got the lead, and he distanced himself almost 10 seconds away from the racers behind him. It was unbelievable. I said, what were you thinking? He said, I'm just thinking on next steps, my next line, my next options, the next jump. That's all I focused on. I kept pushing myself, and it's like me to do this. It's like me to do this. And he won it hands down. It was his first win this season as a professional. And we're not stopping there. So what you can take away from this is that regardless, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, create the synthetic experience in your mind and rehearse it in great detail on a regular basis. Those are imprints towards your self-image that will grow your self-image so it becomes like you to do something that you haven't done before. And if you do this, you will change your performance. Hey, I'm Sean Humphreys. I hope you've enjoyed this segment, and I'll see you next time. Take care.